the PR episode the other day. So he was referring to when we did the Press Advantage webinar with Jeremy from Press Advantage. That was last Monday. I don't know if that offer is still available, but if so, that might be a good opportunity to send people to it if anybody was interested. He said, do you have any sort of staggering strategy that you use for PRs? Because a lot of websites have very few links to begin with. Does it make sense to do IFTTT, Google Sites, Web 2.0, social directories, then in the second month start on press releases? Otherwise, that's a lot of links in the first month hitting the site. I know they are powerful and trusted. I'm just wondering if I'm thinking too much about this, or am I right to want to postpone it until the foundation links are done? No, I understand your concern, but think about when a new business launches, that's a perfect opportunity, a perfect time to publish a press release, to announce its opening, right? And so it's perfectly natural to get a bunch of press release links, inbound links from press releases when you're launching a new website or a new business or a new service or a new product, whatever the case may be, because again, it's a perfect opportunity. It's like, it's logical. It's normal for people to announce that and to try to get good press, right? What happens if you were a new business that got featured in your local newspaper or a local news station, TV or something? You'd end up getting a lot of mentions, a lot of links probably, and that Google's not going to punish you for that, right? Those are natural type of links. They're logical. It's different if you were to go out and buy like a link spam campaign and slam your site with, tens of thousands of link spam links, or spammy type links. But when you're doing a press release, again, that's like an announcement. You're announcing your new business or the opening of a new location or whatever it is. It's perfectly logical to do so. So I don't recommend waiting on the press release at all. In fact, that is standard operating procedure, and that should be outlined in our battle plan. So if you haven't picked up the battle plan, right there's the banner to do it, and that will teach you step by step in what order to do things, whether it's a new site or an established site that you're looking to promote a bit harder or more aggressively. All of that is outlined in the battle plan. Anybody want to comment on that?
I agree with you, Bradley. I think that press releases, they can also give you a lot of traffic. So I would say that for announcements and for a decent amount of links that come from high reputable sites, as Marco would say, they help you solidify the entity. So you can always link to additional properties of your own brand, like I don't know, your Google My Business page or your Facebook page or whatever that is, or your YouTube channel in case you have one. And I think that it works really well in terms of solidifying the entity and getting the first boost of links around your website. It's completely normal. Like it's a normal practice that new and age websites alike will use to actually get the word to know them. Like backlinks on those cases are secondary. It's more like an awareness type of thing. So
yeah. And just so you know, I was talking with a business owner the other day who said that he had attempted a few press releases but didn't really see much. And he actually was talking about how some of the stuff that he's been attempting to do on his own, like buying done-for-you services from places that really haven't helped at all. And in fact, he's even seen a little bit of a slip. And, I would caution against doing anything directly to your money site unless you know for sure that it's proven and that it's healthy for your site. And so I was recommending to him that he get a drive stack, syndication network, but a drive stack specifically for his situation, and then do all of the additional external link building and SEO stuff to the drive stack, because that Google loves itself and it's essentially like an SEO firewall. And but press releases came up, and I specifically said that it depends on the press release service too, because there are a ton of different press release services out there, and a lot of them will inflate their distribution numbers by using like really shitty WordPress, like PBN, private blog network style networks of blogs, right? So they're self-hosted WordPress blogs that they've turned into syndication points where they just republish. But a lot of those are shitty domains that have been spammed, or they become shitty domains. In fact, basically those kind of links can end up becoming toxic. So it's important to pick a reputable press release service that doesn't try to inflate their distribution numbers and only sticks with valid media type or news type sites. That, you know, and again, there's a handful of them out there. Press Advantage is one of the better ones. There's no doubt. Quantum Newswire, who's that they've got some good distribution services out there. They don't have near as many in their distribution channels, but the distribution channels they've selected are much higher. They're much more higher quality. They base it upon quality and not quantity. And so there are a few others out there that, again, I've even used that can end up becoming toxic. Now, if you're pointing directly back to your money site, because some of those distribution sites, the republishing sites, are, like I said, PBNs, and they can actually become a negative ranking signal. Now, if you're going to use those kind of things, you can still use them if you know where to point them, where to point the links from them. But I wouldn't suggest doing that directly to a money site. You can do it to Google properties. You could do it to other high authority type tier 1 properties, but I wouldn't point those types of press releases directly to a money site, if that makes sense. And we cover a lot of that kind of stuff in Local PR Pro too.